Welcome back. Just before the break, we were talking about the problems of the catering industry. Yes, sir, Mr. Choudhury. You said that you realized that there was a problem, so some of you met and you advertised and all that.
Yeah, and when you go back, just 10 years ago, we was realized that time that staff shortage, and still 10 years on, and we haven't got any solution yet. So which is very bad for the curry industry.
So, I mean, it's obvious that your children are not going to become chef, and most of the successful businessmen of catering industry, their children are not going to be chefs. See, I know so many people, their children have gone on to join foreign service. Some of them are pilots, some of them are engineers, some of them are in other professions, but that is one thing. The second is that are we going to train younger people to become chefs? Yeah. We need academies. Some of you from your industry, they have established academies, some of the big names. I don't want to mention their names on this show. But they have established academies, they're going to do that. But how to attract and how to make this Indian chef or Bangladeshi chef, this profession more attractive, more glamorous, you see. People want to become French chef, people want to become Italian chef, but they don't want to be identified as, I'm a chef in a Bangladeshi restaurant.
Yeah, what I found last 10 years, 12 years, because as you know that we had a point-based system. And since then, it wasn't a right way implemented. And since then, we don't find anybody coming from the Bangladesh, right, Pakistan or India, new people. But before that, we used to see that every year there is 1,000 of people coming either for study or for short-time employment, which is, but 6-7 years, nobody is coming. So is no new blood.
They are coming, but in a smaller number.
Very small number. And so the new blood is not coming to the catering industry. It's just whoever was there, they are there, nobody else. And nowadays, another problem which is our generation, I'm the first generation from my side, but there is Bengali 4th generation is going on. So first and second generation was very much involved with the catering industry. One of the backbone of our community is the catering industry.
Yes, I mean it's a multi-billion industry.
Yeah, and then, but third and fourth generation is going for education. They are going for various profession, which is doctor, engineer, civil servant, politics. So they are not in the curry industry. And that is the shortage of the staff,
right,
from just one side. The other side as well, because you mentioned that there was unsocial hours in the restaurant and takeaways, lunch time and the evening, Friday and Saturday. But nowadays is changed. It has been changed. Nowadays,
shifts.
Yeah. Now we don't open now lunch time. We just open in the evening, and it is only 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock. After 10 o'clock, you don't get a customer. So if it is a 5 hours a day, so if you work for 6 days, it's 30 hours, less than 48 hours, or 40 hours, mandatory. And then if you go for somewhere else in a company, you have to work at least 12 hours. 8 hours they will pay, and 4 hours for the preparation and for the after works. But in here is just you coming to the work, when it's open, you start working, when it's finished, close, you just finished.
But who cooks?
That's why I'm saying, no, I'm saying that it is happening in the curry industry. But nowadays is not many people are coming to the industry, and we are getting the sort of chef. No, we don't get a new chef, new tandoori chef, because we got two chefs all the time. If you are a small business, still you need two chefs, one running the curry and one making the curry and one making the tandoori. So nobody is replacing them. And that's why is problem. And I think that's what we are lobbying for, because there is a plenty of people, Bangladeshi, Indian, Pakistani, who has a skilled, who are skilled, but they don't have a document to work. And nowadays is undocumented stuff.
Yes,
You can't.
It's very dangerous.
Yeah, very dangerous. 20,000 fine, and then
And the business is
goes to the
closed.
local paper and everywhere media, and everybody knows that you are doing something wrong, criminal. Yeah, it's
Right.
like a criminal offense.
Right,
Yeah. So not many people not
Would welcome that.
welcome that. And so we are lobbying for that sort of people who have a skilled, but they don't have a document. So we can temporarily.
How can these people who have this skill
Yeah.
but don't have the documents, how can they be legalized?
Yeah, there is a, because I had a chance just a few weeks ago talking to the Prime Minister in a program, and I told her that what is happening in the curry industry, and she told me that, like you told me, that make a academy and get the local people trained. I said there isn't anybody is interested, because there is a few academy already opened and closed.
Yeah.
Because nobody interested to come and learn. So there is nobody, no interesting people out there. So she told, and I told her that, Madam, there is a few thousand of undocumented people, and who had who has skilled,
Experience.
yeah, experienced, and we can employ them for time being. They can allow us for a 1 year, 2 year. Time, and then they can start with that,
Yep.
and then we'll go for the longer term solution, because there is a you have to be there should be a 3-step. One is short term, medium term, and the long term. So at least short term and medium term we can cover with these two, and then we are lobbying for as soon as we come out from the Europe, then maybe we will be allowed to get some chefs, skilled people from Bangladesh, India, and Pakistan. But still, you can get now. But the problem is, used to have a 18,000, 19,000 pound if you pay a year salary, then you can get someone from the outside. But nowadays, you have to pay 29,000 plus accommodation, food. It's almost 35,000 pound, which is not viable for a restaurant, small restaurant or takeaway.
They're not making enough.
Yeah, enough money to pay that 35,000, 36,000 pound. And that's, I think, is unfair, because next door Italian restaurant, they can employ their chef as a minimum wages. They bring the chef from Italy, which is they are paying £7 30 pence or 35 pence an hour, and we are paying double.
Yeah, but they're within the European Union.
No, they are within the European Union. They are paying the half of what we pay. So how can you compete with that Italian restaurant price wise?
Right.
We can't compete, because our.
How about the Bangladeshis with the European passport? There are a lot of them in Italy and other places.
Yeah, they already migrated some people last few years, about 100 or 100,000 or something. British Bangladesh I'm talking about, and they have to because they are not as skilled.
Yeah.
So they have to start somewhere, and then at least 5 to 6 years, as you know that you live in Britain, you know that how long it takes to be a chef, at least 5 years, 6 years.
But at least the manpower is there, so
Yeah.
you can train them.
Yeah, you can train them. You can train them, but they are not interested as well, because there is some other job they have which is more flexible.
White collar.
It's not a white collar. I don't.
No, white collar job.
Oh, sorry, no, not a white collar job, because taxi driver is not a white collar job, isn't it? Because they are very interested to go to the taxi instead of going to the restaurant. Because taxi, taxi, what it is doing, it is just making you one family bread and butter in here. But if you go to the restaurant and if you work there, it will make few people's, first of all,
Yeah.
their bread and butter. And with that, because we all from British Bangladeshi, we have a family in Bangladesh, so it helps them as well.
Also, they will
And
learn
also
a trade.
the local
They will-
community as
they
well.
will learn. I mean, they will learn something
Special,
you see.
skilled. We can
Anybody-
call it
anybody
skilled.
can drive a car.
That's right. We can call it skilled. We can call them skilled.
yeah.
And what it is, and it helps the local community as well. As you know that, because I was talking just yesterday with my few colleagues. We just say, when we say the curry industry, we just say 4.2 billion to the treasury. But what we are contributing to the local community, as you know that one restaurant, from my restaurant, just a small restaurant, I spend about 10 to 12,000 pounds a year to the local community.
True.
For the community like a football, rugby, local sports, other sports, then something school night, then Rotary, then other things. We spend about 10 to 12,000 pounds each restaurant contributing to the local community. And if you add up that, that's about, I found it about 200 million pounds we are contributing to the local community from that restaurant, from that small restaurant.
Yeah. That's commendable. That's commendable.
Yeah, but nobody is counting that.
No.
Just counting for 4.2 billion pound. But we are employing 150,000 pound. With that, how many families and how many other suppliers and their families and all the British.
It's a chain effect.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, that's right. And so we have to count those as well when we see. And I'm very much.
Is the Prime Minister convinced that she will do this, what you suggested, is a temporary and medium term? And all
when I told her, and she smiled and she told me that wait for a Brexit.
Right. That's going to take some
There's
time.
always we get from those politicians.
Well,
yeah, hope, but hopefully there will be a time when.
Right now, she is more worried about Russia rather than.
She's working hard with the Brexit.
Yeah, I remember. No, the past 2 weeks she has performed very well.
That's right, and she's very calm and yeah.
One of the shows that she came, I think about 2-3 years ago, when she was Home Secretary, and somebody did raise this question of visas and temporary and long-term solutions, and she was very strict in her speech. You will understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
At one of the British Career Awards.
Yeah, I heard that speech as well. Yeah.
And she was very strict. She was not very eager to solve the problem.
Because the thing is, because I'm not saying, I'm not calling another political party name, because they were in the government and they make some mistake when they issued the point base, and that's why we are getting that effect, that mistake still.
This is the long-term effect.
Long-term effect.
Well, let's hope that things will improve soon.
Inshallah.
And then the curry industry will be.
It need to be improved, because that's our
on course. See.
Yeah, that's our backbone still.
Of course. Besides the curry industry that you're involved with, you're also involved in politics, and you are with the Friends of the Conservative Society, Friends of Bangladesh, Conservative Friends of Bangladesh. You have established a number of charities. You're founder of Tahira Mahila Academy in Bangladesh. You're chairman of the trust, the Shahbag Jamia, and founder of Guljarun Nisa and Jasmine Medical Camp in Shahbag, Rakiganj. You are founder and CEO of Best Children International Charity. It was established in 2000 in UK, and there's a long list to see, and we will talk about that after this short break. Thank you for being with us. We'll be back soon again. Don't go away. Come back.